In a small town nestled among dark forests, the residents began to panic as a series of murders unfolded. The victims were all young people connected through a tight-knit friend group. The first case occurred on a full moon night when Alex, a gentle young man, was discovered in the park, bearing signs of brutal violence. As the police investigated, they found a mysterious letter left beside Alex's body, containing clues that led to places the victims had frequented together. The subsequent murders followed in succession, precisely according to the hints in the letter, sending the town into a frenzy. Emily, one of the surviving friends, decided to take matters into her own hands. She realized that dark secrets within her friend group were beginning to surface. Each person had a motive to eliminate one another, ranging from love and jealousy to insurmountable debts. While searching for the truth, Emily unexpectedly discovered an old diary belonging to Alex, filled with haunting lines about revenge, referencing a force orchestrating everything. As Emily traced the clues, she felt she was being watched. The murderer was lurking nearby, and it was only a matter of time before she became the next victim. The story concluded with a shocking revelation. The friend Emily trusted the most was the one behind it all, with a deep-seated motive for revenge that no one could have foreseen. The small town sank back into fear, as the name the serial killer echoed in whispered conversations. After discovering that her closest friend, Ben, was the killer, Emily felt her world crumble. Ben had always been supportive, always helping her in tough times. But now, his gaze was filled with madness, like a storm ready to sweep away all reason. Emily fled from that encounter, trying to contact the police to report him. But just as she stepped outside, a sudden phone call rang out. It was Ben's voice on the other end, chilling her to the bone. "You can't escape this, Emily. Everything has been decided." Terrified, Emily decided to investigate further into the remaining victims, searching for any connection between them. She rummaged through Alex's diary, which contained secrets that Ben had long hidden. As she read, she discovered that Ben had been involved in dangerous pranks that festered hatred and jealousy. That night, Emily and a group of friends gathered to discuss a plan to confront Ben. But when they met at an old, abandoned house on the outskirts, the lights suddenly went out. In the darkness, chilling laughter echoed, and Emily sensed Ben's presence nearby. When the lights flickered back on, one of the group members had disappeared. They quickly realized that Ben was not just a killer. He had the power to manipulate their minds, causing them to distrust one another. A terrifying chase ensued in the darkened house, where trust rapidly devolved into suspicion. In the end, Emily decided to confront Ben, forcing him to admit his crimes. In a tense standoff, Ben revealed that everything had started from a secret Alex had uncovered, a secret that could hurt them all. He believed that only death could free them from the past. Ultimately, Emily managed to trap Ben in a clever ruse, leading to his arrest. But just when everyone thought the nightmare was over, a mysterious letter arrived for Emily, stating, "This is just the beginning. Death is not the end." An unsettling feeling engulfed her, as Emily understood that the fight against the darkness within humanity was only just beginning. The small town remained shrouded in fear, as the name the serial killer continued to haunt their minds. The town had not yet calmed down after Ben's arrest. Emily tried to return to normal life, but the haunting memories of death and the hidden secrets still lingered. The mysterious letter filled her with dread, suggesting that someone was still watching her and plotting in the shadows. One evening, while sitting alone in her room, she received a call from an unknown number. Her heart raced as she heard Alex's voice, the one she thought was dead. "Hello, Emily. Everything isn't over yet." The chilling words sent shivers down her spine, and she quickly hung up, unable to shake off the impact of that message. Determined to uncover the truth, Emily sought the help of a private investigator named David, who had previously assisted the police with other cases. David was knowledgeable and readily agreed to support her. Together, they began tracing the victims' connections, discovering that not only Ben but several others in Emily's friend group had complex and troubling secrets. One night, during their investigation, Emily received a text from a strange number. "I know you're searching for the truth. Meet me in the park where Alex died at midnight. Despite her fears, she decided to go, hoping to find some clues. As she entered the park, darkness enveloped her. Only the moonlight faintly illuminated the trees. Emily crept deeper into the park, suddenly hearing strange noises. Out of the shadows, a mysterious woman appeared, her cold gaze piercing through the night. "Finally, you've come," the woman said. "I'm the one who helped Ben. The secrets of your friends lie in my hands." Emily felt a chill run down her spine, realizing that everything had been manipulated from the beginning. Their conversation grew tense. The woman revealed that the organization Alex had joined was actually a psychological experiment group, studying fear and death. They had chosen Alex and his friends as subjects, and the murders were merely parts of a larger plan that Emily couldn't possibly fathom. Before Emily could react, the woman emphasized that they had planned the next murders, and Emily was their final target. In a moment of desperation, Emily sought to outsmart Ben and the organization, drawing on what David had told her about psychology. She began to communicate with one of the organization's members, pointing out their hidden traumas and secrets. One member started to waver, and in that moment, Emily seized the opportunity to escape with David. They returned home, armed with the evidence they had gathered, but they realized that the battle was far from over. Emily was determined not just to expose the organization but to protect the remaining friends who could be their next targets. They began planning to reveal the truth, but time was running short. Emily felt the dark presence lurking behind her, and the organization would stop at nothing to silence her. She knew she had entered a game with no way out. The battle against the hidden truths was approaching, and Emily was ready to face any challenge ahead. Emily and David decided to take action without hesitation. They had gathered enough evidence and could no longer wait. They devised a detailed plan to expose the crimes of the secret organization with the help of a reputable local journalist who had previously investigated strange cases in the town. They arranged to meet on a stormy night at a safe location where the organization would not easily find them. In the tense atmosphere, Emily presented the documents, videos, and images they had collected. The journalist listened intently, nodding in agreement that this was a significant story that could shake the town. As the journalist prepared to write the article, Emily suddenly received a threatening message from an unknown number. "Do you think you can escape us? Just wait. Tonight will be the night of truth." A chill ran down her spine. Despite being mentally prepared for this battle, the threats still unnerved her. When they left their meeting, Emily and David noticed they were being followed. A strange car continuously tailed them, its headlights blinding them. They decided to return to the old warehouse where they had previously infiltrated, hoping to find something to help them against the organization. Upon arrival, they discovered the place had been cleaned out. There was no trace of the secret meeting left. Emily felt panic rising, but then she remembered the documents they had retrieved. She rummaged through her backpack and found a USB drive she had forgotten about. It contained videos and evidence that could confirm the organization's crimes. Both hurried back home to back up and send the files to the journalist. But just as they entered the apartment, they were met with an unexpected sight. Ben, the one they thought had been arrested and eliminated, stood there, a cold smile on his face. "You think you can be free?" he said, his tone challenging. Ben was not alone. A group of organization members surrounded them, their gazes filled with malice. Emily and David felt trapped in a waking nightmare. "Now is the time for this game to end," Ben continued. "You've played long enough, Emily. It's time to finish it." In that moment, Emily resolved not to wait for death. Clenching the USB in her hand, she reminded herself that the evidence they possessed was their only hope. "I won't let you take my life any longer," she declared, her voice resolute. In a swift motion, Emily threw the USB into the midst of the group. "That's evidence of what you've done. If you kill me, the truth will come out, and you all will be held accountable." The surprise momentarily halted them. Emily and David seized the opportunity to dash out the door, running for their lives. They didn't know where to go, only that they needed to escape the organization's grip. When they found a safe place, Emily called the journalist, urging him to prepare for an emergency broadcast. The journalist quickly agreed, and everything began to unfold. Meanwhile, Emily sensed the organization's presence looming over them. Finally, the live broadcast began. Emily and David stood before the camera, recounting their entire story, the atrocities of the organization, and everything they had witnessed. The underground network that the organization had built began to collapse as information spread.